Atiku Abubakar, PDP presidential candidate, is not giving up. This is the argument of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, United States legal representative, Carmichael. He told the district court in Chicago, United States, that Atiku trying to send back me Chicago University document showing I was female, not my fault. Tinubu begs United States judge. Now, the argument is this. According to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he's saying that regardless of the sex on his Chicago records in the university, he remains a man, and that error is not his own fault. Initially, the talk out there is that all these are conspiracy by the opposition party against him. But now he has nothing else to defend than to say that, you know what, it's not my fault that that document has female as the sex there, and my own gender is male. Now, the question a lot of people have asked is this: if this is true, if this is what it is, why is it that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not do the needful to correct that error? I mean, this is not the first time that the record came up. When he wanted to be governor of Lagos State, he had this same issue. His records were looked into, and these discrepancies were found out. And for him not to have worked on it, it probably means that there is something that is fishy. Now, according to popular, talks out there, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's admission in that same university is not really his own, that it belongs to the family that adopted him. And it's one of the daughters of those that adopted him that Bola Ahmed Tinubu took the profile of that person. Unfortunately, that person passed away, and also the person is a female. So the record is there, and I am kind of not too sure if back in those years a university will maintain the record of a female whilst a male is having his picture on the said document. It's kind of a little bit creepy, don't you think? Obviously, it will get to a point there will be no more lies to tell. There will be no more cover up, because it's becoming a little bit complex. If the sex needs to be changed, I think the university can as well put an end to this drama by changing that sex to that of a male. But if the university is aware that a man is the one that has records with them, but the sex there is female, why is the university not retracting back the certificate or coming out clear as an institution? It means there is more to what the eyes can see. But we are hoping that the university will clear this once and for all. Also, let us touch on the tribunal judgment. Obviously, we know this is going to be taken to the Supreme Court, and a lot of people are kind of looking at it like, well, it's just a joke. They simply will be paying lawyers and wasting their times moving around circles. But let us give the judiciary that, let's give them that privilege. Now, people are saying that the tribunal did a very dirty job, a very bad job, and that the tribunal, rather than them being neutral, I mean, the judges, they were in support of INEC. Now, there are different interpretations to what INEC said on their official page, where they spoke about that the commission will upload polling unit level results from EC8A and the accreditation data to the INEC result viewing portal. This is also a mandatory provision of Section 50, subsection 60 and 64 of the Electoral Act 2022. But then, a lot of people have kind of misinterpreted this. They felt and believed that INEC is simply saying this is what we do and this is backed by the law. But upon further, looking much more, looking deeper at it and the interpretation of it, obviously this is open to different interpretation. Upon looking at it, there are still some other, policy, or let us say law, or the constitution, that INEC, the chairman of INEC, can decide upon which avenue, either electronic, at any time, depending on the situation on ground. Now, these are the things that we need to look at, the lacuna that needs to be dealt with. A lot of people might argue this and that, but we need to understand how these things work. if if a law or a policy or a constitution, if it is open for different interpretation, or it is just open and not specific. Now it is. It means that the onus is on the chairman, the president, or whoever to decide on what he or she wants to do. And that's exactly what happened in the case of INEC versus the aggrieved members, aggrieved political parties. Now, there are those who are saying that the tribunal were even making up like protecting INEC. And, INEC is a government body, and the tribunal itself, they are supposed to be separate. They are supposed to operate without the influence of the executive or of INEC. But then, like I said, that the policy, the law, the constitution backing INEC as regards electronic transmission of the results is what a lot of people need to look into, rather than just looking at who won the election or who did not win. There are lacunas. There are certain things that INEC stood on. Those are the things that needs to be dealt with. Those are the things that needs to be adjusted in the constitution backing INEC. Either the transmission of votes or how data is stored. All of these things needs to be looked into so that we do not have repetition of the same thing. The truth is this: running from pillar to post, trying to pull out Bola Tinubu is going to be a bit difficult. It's going to be very hard. I'm not saying it is not possible. It is going to be very difficult. It's going to be very hard. Because we are talking about politics, and as you all know, those in the north, I'm not giving them the superpower. Those in the north are in support of Bola Tinubu right now because they hope that once Bola Tinubu steps down as president of Nigeria, he will be handing over back the baton or support someone from the northern part of Nigeria. Will someone from the southeast? I don't know. Tables could turn, tables could change, in different directions. I do not know. But as it right now, Atiku Abubakar is not ready to bow down. Peter Obi also probably will be doing what he needs to do, but he has come probably to realize that the next stage, the next step for him is to see how he can fight towards the second term of Bola Tinubu. If Bola Tinubu be kicked out due to lack of performance, and all of that is what Peter Obi needs to work on right now. How do I show to the people that this man, I'm not saying create something, that this man is incapable and that I am fit for that position? And like I said initially, all of the lacunas needs to be dealt with. If none of those lacunas are dealt with, let it be published. Let everybody see it. Let everyone be educated about it so that we know during the next election, this and these are the ways that this fraud, electoral fraud, occurs, and this is how they go about it. It will further educate the populace and make them realize, not just people screaming, Peter Obi won it. No, it is Atiku that won it. How did he win it? That's the question. Same way we're asking, how did Bola Tinubu win? How? Is the same question that you should ask yourself. How did Peter Obi win? You know of yourself, and probably people around you that voted for him. Who else did you know? Did you move down to the north of Nigeria? Were you in the southwest of Nigeria? How did you know that everyone around you voted for Peter Obi? That's the question that we should ask ourselves. So to put all of these things to perspective, all of the lacunas, if they are dealt with, we will not come back to the saying, who won? How did they win? Everything will be clear for everybody to see. Anyway, I do not know what your thoughts are as regards this one. Drop your comment, like and share, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.